What comes to mind when you think of Russia? Brutal winters, endless landscapes, or perhaps its reputation for having some of the world's most beautiful women? But Russia is far more complicated. Its huge size, cultural diversity, gender imbalance, and harsh climate create a lifestyle unlike almost anywhere else. Let's dive in. Russia is the world's largest country, spanning 11 time zones in 2 continents, Europe and Asia. The Ural Mountains divide the two, with most of the population living in the European part, home to Moscow and Saint Petersburg. Siberia, meanwhile, is far less populated, but packed with natural resources and spectacular landscapes. The climate varies dramatically. Moscow experiences freezing winters and warm summers, while St. Petersburg is famous for long winters and its magical white nights. Sochi enjoys a much milder climate, while Yakutsk can plunge below -50 degrees Celsius. But Russians don't simply survive winter, they've adapted to it. Heavy coats, thermal clothing, insulated boots, and powerful heating keep daily life moving even in extreme cold. Russia is also incredibly diverse, home to more than 190 ethnic groups, including Tatars and communities across the Caucasus and Siberia. Russian is the official language, but more than 100 minority languages are spoken. Religion is equally diverse. Russian Orthodox Christianity remains dominant, while Islam has a strong presence in places such as Tatarstan and the North Caucasus. Buddhism, Judaism, and other faiths are also practiced. Russia's history is just as dramatic. From the era of the Tsars to the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution and the rise of the Soviet Union, the country went from an empire to one of the world's 2 superpowers. Its cultural influence is enormous. Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, and Pushkin helped create one of the world's richest literary traditions, while the Bolshoi and Mariinsky theaters remain famous for ballet and opera. And Russians certainly know how to celebrate. New Year's Eve is the country's biggest celebration, with family feasts, gifts, fireworks, and the appearance of Grandfather Frost, Russia's version of Santa Claus. International Women's Day on March 8th is also huge, with women receiving flowers, chocolates, and plenty of attention. One thing visitors may notice is that Russians don't always smile at strangers. Smiles are often reserved for genuine emotion rather than simple politeness. Then there's the famous Russian banya, a scorching sauna followed by birch branches and, for the brave, a plunge into freezing water. Extreme? Definitely. Popular? Absolutely. Russia's dating culture is another fascinating part of society. With around 145 million people and significantly more women than men, the dating scene can be competitive. Traditional expectations remain strong, with men often expected to take the lead, plan dates, bring flowers, and demonstrate confidence and chivalry. Many women still value marriage and family, although career-driven women can face the challenge of balancing modern ambitions with traditional expectations. Western dating apps like Tinder and Badoo were once popular, but after leaving Russia, many users shifted to domestic platforms like Mamba, Love Planet, and VK dating. Russian weddings can be equally extravagant, sometimes lasting 2 days and featuring endless toasts, music, and elaborate traditions. One entertaining custom involves the groom completing challenges to win back his bride from friends and family. But what is everyday life actually like? Living costs vary significantly. Moscow is expensive compared with smaller cities, where housing and food can be considerably cheaper. Public transportation is another advantage, particularly Moscow's highly efficient metro system. However, affordability doesn't always mean an easy life. Bureaucracy can be frustrating, internet restrictions have increased, and many rural communities still face problems with infrastructure and access to healthcare. For travelers, Russia also comes with additional paperwork and restrictions. Yet for those who make the journey, the rewards can be extraordinary. Moscow offers Red Square, St. Basil's Cathedral, and the Kremlin. St. Petersburg has the Winter Palace and Catherine's Palace. The Trans-Siberian Railway crosses some of the country's most spectacular landscapes, while Lake Baikal, the world's deepest freshwater lake, and the volcanic wilderness of Kamchatka offer unforgettable adventures. And then there's the food. Borscht, pelmeni, blini, beef stroganoff, shashlik, and herring under a fur coat are just some of the dishes worth trying. And of course, a meal may end with strong tea, or on special occasions, vodka. Russia is a country of extremes: ancient traditions and modern cities, freezing winters and subtropical beaches, crowded metropolises, and vast empty wilderness. So which part of Russian culture surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. That's it for today. If you enjoyed exploring the real side of Russia, tap the screen for more fascinating stories around the world. See you in the next one.